Good day everyone, I am Michelle Bartolay, your discussant for today. And this is my final project in abstract algebra. Today I am going to discuss to you about proof by contradiction. So, what is proof by contradiction? Proof by contradiction is a powerful logical technique used to prove the truth of a statement by assuming its negation and then deriving a contradiction. This method is particularly useful when the direct proof of a statement is difficult or not immediately apparent. And here are some steps in proof by contradiction. First, assume the negation of the statement you want to prove. Then second, derive a logical contradiction from the assumed negation. And then third, conclude that the original statement must be true. Let's proceed with an example. Let's prove that square root of 2 is an irrational number. Step 1. Assume the negation of the statement. Let's assume that square root of 2 is a rational number. Then step 2. Derive a contradiction. Since we assume that square root of 2 is a rational number, we can write it as square root of 2 is equals to p over q, where p and q were integers and q is not equals to 0. Let's also assume that this fraction, p over q, is in its lowest term, which means the p and q are relatively prime numbers, which means that p and q have no common factor except for 1. So in other words, p and q can't both be even numbers because they would have common factors of 2. Then let's move on. Square both sides, we can have 2 is equals to p squared over q squared, then simplify. We can get 2q squared is equals to p squared. Therefore, since p squared is equals to 2 multiplied by some integers, we know p squared has to be even. And since odd numbers squared are odd and even numbers squared are even, p has to be an even number. So, p is equals to 2k, where k is an integer. Now, let's go back to our equation. 2 is equals to p squared over q squared. Substitute p squared to 2k squared. We can get 2 is equals to 2k squared over q squared. Then simplify. We can get 2q squared is equals to 4k squared. Then divide both sides by 2. We can get q squared is equals to 2k squared. That means q squared is also an even number. Then step 3, conclude the proof. So we can conclude that p and q are both even number, which contradicts what we said a while ago, that p over q are in its lowest term and p and q are relatively prime numbers which can't be both even numbers. So, therefore, the assumed statement square root of 2 is a rational number is false, and the original statement square root of 2 is an irrational number is true. And that's all for today. Thank you.